What's up, guys? This is Andrew. I'm going to be picking NFL matchups all through the rest of the season. This is my first video picking all the teams. Let's just start out right away. We got for the first game. The Chiefs already won, so I can't pick that game for the Thursday night game. But let's start with the Packers Bengals. For this game, Aaron Rodgers, he's probably the best quarterback in the league. You got Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson as his targets. They always get a bunch of fantasy points, so I'd start them. Starks is going to be the running back for this game. Lacey is questionable. I was at the game where he got hurt, so it didn't look like he was going to be able to play this week, but you never know. I'm going to go with the Pack on this one because I'm a homer, and I think that they can win this game. I'm not sure. I didn't pick them against the 49ers. They don't match up that well, but definitely picking the Pack for this one because they're just a better overall team. AJ Green will definitely light them up, so if you have him on your fantasy team, he's a definite start always. But he'll definitely light him up like Garcon did last week against them and Bolden the week before. Let's move on to the next game, the Rams and the Cowboys. As much as I don't like the Cowboys, you got to go with the Cowboys on this one. The Rams, they're just a decent team. Bradford really hasn't shown anything. He's been throwing really well over the season, but he just doesn't have enough to beat the Cowboys, who have Murray and Romo and Bryant and Austin. Definitely going with the Cowboys on this one. Chargers Titans. Chargers started off actually pretty well compared to what they did last year. Just beat the Eagles. Coming off a big week for Phil Rivers. He's looking like he's returning to old form. The Titans, it's all up to Jake Locker and Chris Johnson on that offense. They're going to go as far as their quarterback goes, just like the rest of the league's teams. Browns Vikings, you got to go with the Vikings on this one. I don't like the Vikings because I'm a Packer fan, but the Browns, they just traded Trent Richardson, so they're going to be starting Willis McGahee, who hasn't played all year. They have a crappy quarterback. Whedon's out, so they're going to be starting their third-string quarterback. There's really no chance for the Browns in this game. The Vikings should win big. The Browns do have a decent defense, though, so they should be able to pick off Ponder a couple times. Joe Hayden, he should be able to pick off Ponder at least once. Buccaneers, Patriots. This is an interesting game. The Patriots haven't played too well, but then again, the Buccaneers haven't played very well either. Doug Martins has pretty pedestrian sophomore year. Josh Freeman hasn't been playing that well either. But the Patriots, they also haven't been playing that well. Stephen Ridley, he hasn't started off the year too well for our fantasy teams. I think Vereen is still with that broken wrist, and I'm pretty sure Amendola is not going to play in this game, but I'm still going to go with the Patriots on this one. You can't really pick the Buccaneers at this point. The next game is the Cardinals-Saints. I'm actually going to go with the Cardinals on this one. The Saints have started off very well. Breeze is still Breeze, but the Cardinals have actually looked pretty decent with Palmer as their quarterback. It's really just a team that needs a good quarterback. Palmer isn't really that great of a quarterback, but he's better than anyone they had last year. The running back isn't that good either, Rashard Mendenhall. But I think they have a pretty good defense. Patrick Peterson at cornerback, you can't go wrong there. And I think that they pull off the upset here. The next game we're going to go to is the Lions and the Redskins. The Redskins is just playing awful. So you got to go with the Lions here. Robert Griffin III hasn't really gotten into the groove. The only reason he's actually put up big numbers this year is because of garbage time. When I was at the Packer game against them, he ended up getting some big numbers, but it really didn't seem like he was doing that well because the Packers ended up putting some of the reserves in, and they just kind of played prevent the rest of the game, and he threw for a couple touchdowns. He's not starting out too well, so you got to pick the Lions here. The Lions, they got Reggie Bush, Stafford, Johnson. I mean, what are you going to do? They're probably going to win this game by just a little bit, though. I'm not thinking they're going to blow out the Redskins like the Eagles and the Packers did to them. Giants, Panthers. Giants and the Panthers are both 0-2 to start out the year. But I'm going with the Giants because the Panthers really have improved themselves, and the Giants have a good coach, and Eli Manning has started off pretty bad, but I think he's going to bounce back this game. Texans, Ravens. I'm going with the Texans on this one. The Ravens, are coming out with a very pedestrian year after the Super Bowl. Getting rid of all the players that they did over the offseason is really showing that they made some bad decisions. I think Ed Reed's going to be playing in this game. That should give another advantage to the Texans. J.J. Watt's just a beast. I know he played for the Badgers, so I pretty much know everything about him. He's probably one of the best defensive players in the league. But I think they should be able to win. The Falcons and the Dolphins. I mean, the Dolphins are 2-0, and the Falcons are 1-1. But I mean, I still gotta go with the Falcons because I really don't believe in the Dolphins. I mean, they won 2 games. I know that they look pretty decent on them, but I don't think Ryan Tannehill is going to be able to pull this one out. Falcons are a pretty good team. I'm not sure why they lost to the Saints. I don't know if the Saints are a good team or the Falcons are just starting to drop off a little bit. But they still have Matt Ryan. They still have Julio Jones. They still have Roddy White. They should be okay. On to the Bills and the Jets. This one's actually a hard one to pick because the Jets and the Bills both suck. I'm definitely going to go with the Bills, though, because they just have the better team overall, I think. It all comes down to the quarterback, and Geno Smith against E.J. Manuel is really a toss-up there. I don't think Geno Smith's that good, and E.J. Manuel, I don't know, he's feeling pretty decent, but he's still just a rookie. The next game, this should be an interesting game, the Colts and the 49ers. The Colts just got Trent Richardson. That was huge for them. I wouldn't have picked them before they got Trent Richardson, but I don't know, it kind of wavered my pick. But I'm still going to go with the 49ers on this one. The 49ers are just the better team. They showed it against the Packers. They're just a good team. They did lose the Seahawks by a lot, but I'm not really sure why that happened. There might have been a couple circumstances that you just never know in the NFL. They're definitely a better team than what they played against the Seahawks. Jaguars, Seahawks. This is the easiest pick out of all of them. The Seahawks are obviously going to win this one, and they're at home too. It's not even at the Jaguars. Jaguars have just been playing awful. I'm not even sure. I think they've only scored like 1 touchdown. It could be wrong. The first game they scored like 2 points the whole game. The lone bright spot has been Cecil Shorts, just like he was last year. Reese Jones-Drew has started off terrible, coming off his injury. For all his fantasy owners, are pretty disappointed. For the Seahawks, I mean, they're a really good team this year. Russell Wilson is just a field general, and he can run, and he can throw. There's really no knocks on him. He's going to be a great quarterback for years to come. And Lynch is Lynch. He's gonna beast it up as much as possible. Bears Steelers. For this one, I'm going with the Bears because the Steelers started out pretty bad. I don't think the Bears are as good as their record would say. Like when they start 3-0, they've played some pretty decent teams. I'm not gonna lie, they played the Bengals and beat them, which was pretty surprising towards the end. Mauluga pretty much botched it for the Bengals, not giving them a last drive, but I still think the Bears would have won that one. The Steelers have started off really bad on their offense, and their defense is starting to age, so I think the Bears still pull this one out. Brandon Marshall pretty much catches everything, and they have a good running back. I'm not sure about Cutler, though. I really don't like Cutler. He just doesn't seem like a good guy at all, and he throws a lot of picks, so you take it as it is. And then for the Monday night game, Raiders-Broncos, I can't see the Raiders winning this game. Terrell Pryor's not that great of a quarterback. McFadden is actually doing pretty well this year. He's surprised me. A lot of people took him in their fantasy like first round. I wasn't so sure if he could stay healthy, and he's still. I mean, it's only the third game of the season, so you never know if he's going to get injured. But he's played pretty well. But then again, you're playing the Broncos at home, and the Broncos are going to be at home, and there's really no beating them up there, especially if you're the worst team. So those are my picks for this week. This is my first video, so if you guys want another video like this, or if you want some college picks, I can pick college games too. I'm a big college fan. I know I'm wearing a Brewers shirt. I'm not going to be picking MLB games. The Brewers are doing awful this year. So I might come a couple more sports podcasts just talking about news and stuff, but this is just my picks video. I've been doing this unscripted. If you guys want me to do it scripted, so there's not any of those pauses or just like this, like me trying to think of words. You just write that in the comments. Tell me to write a script up, and I'll read off a script, and you guys can have me speak more fluently like I just did now. I'm just struggling up here, but that'll be my first video, and thanks for watching.